Hello, everyone. So glad to see you today. We want to welcome everybody watching live and on the replay. This is BizChicks TV, and welcome to First Mondays. I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. Every first Monday, we take time out to get to know more about the different entrepreneurs in our community. So we're going to have a special guest for you soon. And before we do that, we had a conversation this morning about the one thing. And so we want to bring you into this conversation and find out what is the one thing. And we want to talk a little bit about that. So Fran, you want to bring everybody up to speed about the one thing?
Sure. And I just want to give a shout out to the people in the clubhouse. We got TK, your VA over there.
Hey,
And
TK.
and yeah, this is interesting because a lot of times we think we have to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation today was about just one thing, picking one thing off that needs to be done that's going to move you to where you need to be. I was listening to someone a few weeks ago, and they were talking about concentrating, focusing in on your high income activity, your
Mm-hmm.
high income producing
Listening.
activity.
Yes.
And okay, so what is one thing today that will propel you toward that high income producing activity? It may mean for you to sit down and write out a plan for how you're going to do advertising on social media, or it could be sitting down and writing out an app for your business, the things that you would like to see in your business. I TJ mentioned something on Friday about how it's pretty easy to get an app for your business. And so I went in there this morning and I looked around to find out what is necessary. And they said you need to have a good plan, knowing what
Mm,
you want on the app, so people will not get confused or whatever. So that goes for everything. What is it that you are looking to accomplish?
mm,
So you have that plan down before you dive into it. So what's one part of the plan that you can work on? What's one call that you can make to get you toward
mm.
that? So today I just searched on Google about how to put an app together for your business. It was pretty
Yes.
simple. And not to say that I've already done it, but I want to at least get more information. If you are interested in crypto, NFTs, and the metaverse, maybe your one thing today would be to go over there and Google something about it.
Mm.
One thing, just one thing. It doesn't really take a lot to move your business forward. It's, what they say, one day at a time. Well, let's just
Yes.
do one activity at a time. And
Hmm.
so, Terry, what are your thoughts?
I'm thinking that, so many times we think we have to have this grandiose plan when before we get started, we may just need another piece of information. And
Right.
if we plug at it one piece at a time, it's not as overwhelming. For example, getting a new piece of equipment. My Apple Watch. It took me months before I activated my Apple Watch because I didn't want to go in and learn that one thing about how to get started, how to use it, which would be watch one video.
Hmm.
I could have watched one YouTube video and been using my watch 3 months before that. But I had to be in a headspace where I could receive the information. And I think because I felt like it was a big chunk instead of just doing that one thing, I lost a lot of benefits that I could have been enjoying because I put that one thing off. And sometimes we think that one thing is daunting. Maybe we need to take that one thing and divide it into 10 things and do one piece of it at a time.
Right, right.
So, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So
Yeah,
focus
like
on
if
the
you,
one thing.
right. So, what's your one thing that you're going to do today?
Well, I am going to watch. I've already done a couple of things. I'm going to watch a YouTube video because I have a family member who has certain conditions, and I found a person on YouTube who does exercises,
Mhm.
registered nurse. And so I'm going to continue to watch several videos to see which one is the most beneficial to them. And
Wow.
then I'm going to share it.
So, okay. So you're going to learn what's one thing. So the people in the audience, what's your one thing? Dr. Tachi joined us over here on Clubhouse too. What's your one thing that you're going to focus in on today? TK, you can join in, as well. One thing. Hey, Shanu, we're talking about one thing that will move you closer to the goal that you have or that high income producing activity. Anybody can weigh in.
Mhm.
So, for me, for starters, this is Terrell, TK. I just want to get everything in order. I've paid for, like I mentioned, I've paid for services and I haven't completed everything. So before that, one thing is getting everything to automation for me. Okay. And that sounds, and I if I hear you correctly, you're going to have to do one thing toward getting the automation together. So it could be like, okay, let me read the instructions for this particular process, right?
Mhm.
Because it's not that putting stuff in order. I think Terry Savelle Foy said it. Okay, do the kitchen. Just do
Mhm.
one drawer in the kitchen. You know the drawer when you're getting it in order.
Yes. And she also said, just take 20 minutes. And when the 20 minutes is up, okay, and then come back and do it again for 20 minutes the next day. I think the problem is we do a lot of forced marches when when we start activities, and we're just trying to force things. And sometimes, because it's a creative process, we need to give our brain a rest.
Yeah, brain breaks are good.
Hmm.
Tanu, did you want to weigh in? Everybody. Good morning, everybody. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I know for me in particular, I'm like having to revamp because the last 2 years, um, my mom passed in 2021. So I was dealing with her estate for 1 year. And then January of this year, my sister was murdered. Oh. So I was dealing with, and I'm still dealing with her stuff, along with the trial of the man that did this.
Wow.
And so when my mom passed away, I moved to my mom's house because it was easier for me to settle her estate living in her house.
Mm.
So I got that settled. Well, then I moved back to where I was in the Inland Empire. And I came back out here in May of this year. And so I'm literally unpacking still in the new house, still trying to clean up my mom's house. Wow. And deal with my sister's stuff. So my whole business scenario is on total hold.
Yes.
It's just on total hold. I have not done anything with it. The only thing I've done is probably moved stuff from one house to the next. But it's like, I guess I'm just trying to get balance back in my own life, Yeah. And you have a community here that is willing to help. So you let us know what we can do to help. whether it's maybe help you with updating your database, calling clients for you, something. You let us know how we can help.
Thank you so much. Okay. So that's basically where I am in my structure, my total structure of everything. So because when I moved to my mom's house, I literally did not do anything because I was dealing with her estate. So I didn't focus on anything else but the estate, trying to get it, settled decently and in order.
Right.
Once I did accomplish that, because my mom, she had everything in order. So it wasn't like things were not in order. She had everything in order. All the T's and the dots were done. It was just, you're dealing with the entities outside of that,
right.
Like CPAs, getting the taxes done and paying the taxes and all that. So hers was easy. And then my sister's was unexpected. She was on her way to work, and she rode the bus to work. She was on her way to work, and a homeless person, basically, he slapped her. She fell back, and she hit her head on the concrete. Well, she died instantly, basically.
Wow.
So that was like really unexpected. And, just dealing with the scenario of that, because she was on life support for like 3 days, and making the life decision to take her life support, that landed in my lap. And so, and then planning the funeral and all that, yada yada, and her estate, on the other hand, is not in order. So it's been a struggle because I'm dealing with cousins that have appeared, and so it's a whole lot of stuff going on with her stuff, because it wasn't in order, because it wasn't, she didn't expect to do all of it. She didn't expect not to be here.
Right.
So,
Are you in California? Was she in California?
Yeah.
She's in California too?
Right. She was in LA, and I live in the Inland Empire. That's where I've been. And then I'm back in the Inland Empire. So
okay. So maybe off air, you message me. I know of a good probate guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Mark has a comment. He says, having dealt with my mom's death, managing my dad's care as
power of attorney,
their house, estate, his death, and all that what's to say, all
that accompanied it, and conflict with my sisters for 3 years while it was getting settled. I'm sending love to this lady. It is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Hey, Mari. Yeah, and you got help. That's one thing in this community. You got people to go to, and it's great to be in a community where, okay, we may not have seen other people in person live and touch them, but we know you because of our communications and our conversations month after month. And there are people here who have expertise or know somebody that can help with whatever thing that you're going on with whatever is going on with you. And you don't have to do this alone.
Mm-hmm.
So we got you. Mark, thank you so much for your comments too. And Maury, welcome. We got a lot of we got people joining in. I sent a text message out, so hopefully some people got it. And I just want to say thank you for tuning in. And let me see what this other comment is. Shanu says thank you, Mark. So we've been talking about the one thing that you can do to move things forward. It may not even be with business, but whatever it is, there's something that we can all do today. This is the 1st of August. We can pick up something to do. And so,
well, the thing is too, friend, that, like, for instance, my thing was a personal thing. Shanu's thing is a personal thing, and aside from our business. But you can't do business well until you take care of some of the things in your personal life.
Right.
So it could, like you said, it could be something that is different from actually working with your quote unquote business, but it's all tied together.
It is very much so tied together.
Mm-hmm.
So every first Monday, we come on and we talk about you, your business. We want to showcase you, talk about what it is that you've got going on. And we're going to give everybody an opportunity. So if you have your elevator speech, as they like to call it, have that ready, because we're going to invite you to talk about who you are, what you do, and how we can connect with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So before we get started on that, we do have a guest today. Her name is Nicole Quasigro. Her company is called Dazzle Bands. And she is a biz chick we've been working with since, oh, wow, was it 2014, 15? She'll tell us when she gets here. But we like to showcase what people are doing, and just to see how they're doing. And Mark has a comment here. He says, well said. I would also invite people to do one thing, however small, that will feed their soul or their spirit. You are the vessel through which your business and activities thrive. So as Terry always reminds us, go to the front of your own line. If that means sitting out on a beach, doing something you need to do, taking a break, whatever. I tell people you need to be selfish
Mm-hmm.
in your business. Mm-hmm. And people, sometimes their jaw drops. What do you mean be selfish? You're going to have to be selfish to be selfless. If you don't take care of yourself first, you will not be able to take care of others effectively. That means get outside and get some sunshine for yourself. Do something you'd like to do,
mm-hmm,
so that you can do for others. Because a lot of times we do for everybody and don't do anything for ourselves. And then we want to know why we are depleted.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was a side note. Back to Nicole Quasigro. She is a biz chick, and we are happy to have her. And Nicole, come on in and let's talk.
Hey.
Hey.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here on BizChicks. I always get a chance, well, at least I try to get a chance to watch BizChicks every first Monday, but with our time zones now, it's a little difficult. But I'm happy to be here this morning.
Yay. And we're happy to have you here.
Yeah. And then I thought about it. I was listening. I was actually sitting here thinking, like, how long have we been working together?
It's been a minute.
I
think it was I'm going to say 2015, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how old Brooklyn was when we started.
Much younger than she is now.
Did we meet at First Mondays?
Yes, I think so.
Was that our first in-person?
No, I think it was at something Calvary was having.
Yes, you had a table.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I did meet you guys at Calvary. And to me, like I always said, things just happen for a reason. So again, I'm giving thanks for being able to set up a table at Calvary in order to come in contact with both of you. But Dazzle Bands by Nicole K. It just started out as just jewelry making for myself and Brooklyn, which is my daughter. We were just playing around with some beads, but then it kind of expanded into something else. My mom basically stated to us, she said, you guys are making all these bracelets. Why don't you do something with it? But my mindset was just focused on just having fun, making, just creating something with colors and beads and so forth. But what it all led into was a jewelry line, Dazzle Bands by Nicole K, which is unique jewelry for customers to enjoy while they feel confident within themselves. And what I mean by that is all the beads and stones that I use, they represent something emotionally. So if I've had ladies tell me like, hey, they've been dealing with a lot of negativity. Okay, so then I would suggest a druzy bead, for example, a bracelet that's made of druzy beads, because the druzy beads derive from volcanic rock. And what that means is that it's supposed to ground you to the earth emotionally. So no matter what kind of negativity that you come in contact with, you still want to remain grounded, because that's just something we can't get away from in this world. However, you could at least take control of yourself and stay grounded and not play into the negativity.
Mm.
So all of the jewelry pieces have meaning behind them based on the beads and stones that are used to create a bracelet or a necklace.
Wow.
Everything goes wow.
But
I love that.
Yes, because she put in some effort to what she was creating, not just copying other people, because there are other people who do beads.
Yeah.
But they're not a Nicole Dazzle Bands beads. And
No.
they're not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I actually had someone make a comment to me and said, well, what do you do to keep your jewelry different from everyone else? And I said, well, what do you mean? I just wanted to make sure I understood what they meant. I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, well, I see beads everywhere in TJ Maxx, and they're everywhere. So how do you just kind of stay in the jewelry making and stand out? I said, well, all my jewelry represents something. I'm just not manufacturing bracelets just because they're beads. I'm not manufacturing them for the look. Every single bracelet is not replicated. And plus, they all stand for something. And as I mentioned, as that example, like the druzy beads keeping you grounded, all of the jewelry pieces, they connect with each individual in a different way.
Wow.
So, in TJ Maxx, I mean, they're nice. I'm not knocking the beads or bracelets in TJ Maxx, but you buy them for the look instead of really knowing the research and the definition behind each bead.
So let me ask you this. I know that you've been doing this for a while. What do you think is the most beneficial thing that you've discovered as far as tools that help you do your business?
To be honest, since my jewelry is designed to connect with each individual, my one tool I have found is basically connecting with ladies or individuals that are buying it. To me, the connection is key, because that's how I'm learning from each person that's buying jewelry from me. I'm using the conversation and their feedback to take back to create jewelry. And what I have found is everyone has their jam. Everyone has their, situation that they're dealing with. But when I sit down and make jewelry, I'm thinking back to the conversations that I've had with each individual, and I just focus in on that. So to me, the one thing that I use to help me create necklaces and bracelets is the prior connections that I've had. And I really use it to help me to create. And I pay attention to what people like. I pay attention to colors, neutral colors. I keep that in mind. Like, I need to create jewelry that's neutral for those that don't quite like to stand out in the colorful realm. They want to wear jewelry, but then they're also dealing with issues at home. So it's a lot to it. It's a lot more to just putting a bracelet together and selling it.
Yes. I like that. I never heard anyone say that is the tool that they use, the conversation and the gleaning of information from the customer, which is what everybody should be doing. We should all be trying to understand our customer better, right?
Right.
Well, we got a comment from Mark. He says, I love jewelry with meaning. I wear an owl talisman as a tribute to my deceased twin brother watching over me, and one with 2 discs with engraved intentions. I am powerful. I am intuitive. I like daily tangible reminders.
Beautiful.
Wow. Mark, I never knew you were a twin.
I did not know that. See? Wow.
And
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's things like that where if I can create jewelry to touch those that have lost a loved one or starting a new job or a new marriage, to me that's a lot more meaningful than just making a piece of jewelry and selling it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Really touching the hearts and spirits of people to where it's really meaningful.
Okay, I have another question. I know that your daughter recently graduated from high school. Did you make her a bracelet?
You know what? To be honest, I did not. I'll be honest. I did not make a bracelet for her yet. I plan to make one for her as she goes to college.
Mm-hmm.
One pretty much for protection because since she will no longer be under my roof,
Mm-hmm.
I still want her to stay grounded and to at least find a way to stay grounded with her own self, whether that's through prayer, whether that's putting on that bracelet that mom made for me. Um, I still want her to remember those things that will
Mm-hmm.
keep her grounded. So, no, I have not made a bracelet yet, but that definitely is on my bucket list for her to take with her to school.
Beautiful. I didn't think you'd let her go without one.
No, not at all. Because she is going to need something to keep her grounded while she's studying.
Mhm. And it's a transformation and a transition all at the same time. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can see where that would take a lot of thought and a lot of energy to go into something that significant.
Right, right. Absolutely. Because now it's time for her to be more adult like and make
Mm,
all the decisions on her own. So,
Yeah,
wow.
this is a major step.
yeah.
So tell us, what was the biggest challenge you faced when you got started?
You know what? When I got started, I was making bracelets that were fun, that were cute, that were colorful,
Yes.
just things to have fun with. And I realized once I set up at different vendor events, I got positive feedback, but I noticed the jewelry wasn't quite moving. And I'm
Mm,
like, what's going on? Like, to me, this is fun. These are colorful. I get compliments. People are giving me compliments, but why isn't the jewelry moving?
hmm.
So it took me a while because I really had to sit back and figure out how to go back to ground zero. Like I need to go back to something and figure it out because if I continue to make fun, cutesy, colorful bracelets and they're not selling and they're not going anywhere, what's the point? But that's when I realized the connection, the conversations. So as I talked to a couple ladies, and not everyone's going to be honest, but as I've talked to a couple of ladies, they have mentioned to me like, your bracelets are nice, they are unique, but I just don't know, I see a lot of color, I just got like feedback that wasn't quite kind of useful.
Uh-huh.
Then I said, well, you know what? Let me create something that is going to connect with me and connect with each person that buys a piece of jewelry. And that's when I realized the connection, not only with me, but with the jewelry, is what changed things around. So the challenge for me was trying to figure out what's my direction when I first started. Like, what direction do I want to go with? I mean, if I'm just basing it on cute, fun jewelry, you see that everywhere.
Mm,
But I need to figure out a way to drive people to my jewelry that so that they can see that it's unique and connect. So I realized too that when you connect with individuals, you don't forget about them. Like when you have a conversation with someone for the first time, it's like, I really connected with them. They were really a cool person, and you don't forget about those people.
mhm.
Well, I realized that once you connect with a Dazzle Bands by Nicole K, you won't forget about me or the jewelry or the meaning of that piece of jewelry. So it took me a while, but I figured it out. And since I figured that out and realized that the connection, that's the number one thing that helped me to overcome the challenge that I was facing.
So, how do you express that connection? Is it that each bracelet has a story, or that you put in the box, or how does this work?
Each bracelet has a story.
Mhm.
So as I have my table set up, and when people are coming to look at jewelry, I have to be well versed with the beads that I'm using. So each bracelet that is picked up, of course, they're going to ask me about it. I need to know what the meaning of each bead is. That's when the person connects with it. Like, oh, yeah, you know what? I just lost my job. And yes, right now I'm having difficulty staying grounded, staying positive. So, so it's conversations like that where I can
Mm.
easily direct them to the pieces that's going to help them connect with the meaning of each bead or stone.
Okay. So then, what I hear you saying is that the story is oral as opposed to written.
Yes. So when a Dazzle Band is purchased, then I do have like a story about the bead that's included in the gift of purchase.
Got you. Okay.
Right. And that's different. And we've been hearing a lot lately about how story is driving
Mm-hmm.
the brand. And people want to hear a story about why they should purchase a particular product or service. The story behind it is what is the driving force
Right.
now. Not just, hey, here's a shiny new object, buy it today. It's that there's a story
Right.
there for
Beautiful.
each of the customers, each of the clients. And it takes on a different meaning. And I'm talking for every person's business. How your story matters.
Mm.
Telling your story will help people connect with you.
Absolutely. So the story and the quality.
Mm-hmm.
So once they get past the story, now it's like, okay, what's the quality? Are these natural? Are these glass? The list goes on. So the quality and the story means a lot.
Right. This is good. Um, and I'm going to throw this in here, and I'm sure they are priced accordingly too, because this is not the ones off the, you know what I mean? The
Symbol line, and not just
assembly. Yeah, they're not the same as the ones that didn't have any care. I think I was listening to somebody and they said, okay, the dress that there are 10 or 12 of them on a rack costs a lot less than the ones when there's only one dress
mm-hmm.
of that kind on the rack.
Right.
There's a difference. And and the story behind it and the reason and the connection, I'm willing to pay extra for it because of the meaning. And I think a lot of times in our businesses, we tend to try and get caught up, or we tend to get caught up thinking that we should be mass producing things,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that's not necessarily so. If we can get away from the mass production of things in our minds and just be a specialist at what we do, I think we're a lot happier because it's hard to serve the masses. The more we have, it's a little bit difficult to connect with 15 million people.
Mm. Okay.
It's easier to keep connection with a few hundred and talking to them, or even a few thousand, but where you're connecting with them on a continuous basis, rather than having this massive amount of people that you're trying to connect with. It's a little bit more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes bigger is not always better.
True.
Okay. Mark says, Tachi, use your inside voice.
she said, hey guys, how you doing, Dr. Tachi? Yes.
So what is one big tip that you want to pass on to our audience with regard to something that you've done in business? What's a tip that has worked for you that you feel would work for our audience?
You know what, Fran? I'm big on connection. I really am. I feel like connection means more than anything else.
Mm,
Because through a connection, that's how you get to know a person. That's how
Right.
you get to know jewelry or products that you're purchasing. So, kind of going back to you mentioning that one dress versus a lot of dresses on the rack. Well, if you kind of envision yourself when you're shopping, I get overwhelmed when there's too many items on a rack or on a shelf. But when I see that one item that I like where there's only two on that shelf, I pick it up, I
mm,
look at it, I turn it around, I try it on, I think about how I can use it in my daily life. Then that's how I make my decision. And when I go home with that one unique item, it's always on my mind. And if someone asks me about it, then I said, you know what? There was only two on the shelf. This one fit. I got it. And this is one of my favorite tops. I just personally feel like connection in everything
mhm.
a lot. Same thing goes with a job interview. If you connect with that person that's interviewing you, you're probably going to have a better chance of getting that job than someone that just has no connection at all. So the only
Wow.
thing that I would share to everyone is connection is key, in my opinion.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so I'm gonna skip down to this next question. What's the one thing in your purse you cannot do without, or your wallet, or briefcase?
Well, I can tell you this one thing that I can't do without that's in my purse. I would say lipstick for one. Two, I can never leave the house without jewelry on my wrist.
Ah,
And that's my honest, I don't care if it's my jewelry or any jewelry, but it has to be some type of bracelet on my wrist. Because even when I put my watch on my left wrist
mhm,
and I
mhm.
run out the house because I'm in a rush, first thing I notice when I get in the car, I forgot my bracelet. I don't have a bracelet on. And then I don't feel like I'm fully put together. So
Mm.
the one thing that I can't leave the house without is my chapstick and a bracelet.
All right. Okay, so that would be a chapstick and a Dazzle Band.
Right.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, I remember the Dazzle Band campaign. I don't know if you've done it recently, but show us your Dazzle Band.
Ooh, let's see.
Yeah,
Ah,
see, and there's and everybody who gets one, I would make it a campaign. Okay, in their packaging, take a picture of you wearing your Dazzle Band and send it to me. I think I went to a baby shower, and then that the invite said upload all your pictures of the baby shower for the couple,
mm.
right? And I was thinking, huh. So if we just ask the people who use our products and services to snap a picture, then we
Yeah.
can post those later as testimonials, because they say a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Indeed,
Mhm.
indeed.
So where can we find Dazzle Bands online?
So right now I am literally under construction with my website, but my
Mhm.
website is NK, and I don't know if I could type in the chat, but it's nkdazzlebands.com.
Yep, we'll put it in there for you.
Thank you. You can actually type in nkdazzlebands.com and it will say stores opening soon because I'm literally uploading bracelets onto my website. So that's where you can find me for one. That's where you can find me until my website is fully composed. But for right now, I'm on Instagram as
Okay.
NK Dazzle Bands,
It's what Dazzle Bands?
NK
Okay.
NK Dazzle Bands on Instagram, and then on Facebook, it's Dazzle Bands by Nicole K on Facebook.
Okay.
So, what I've also done with Dazzle Bands, I have connected with a young lady that's from Mexico, and she actually has some local friends that make tote bags.
Mm-hmm.
So, they
Mm.
use a waist loom to make tote bags. So, what you'll see on my website is those tote bags along with my jewelry. So that's kind of how I give back, because every tote bag that is purchased through Dazzle Bands by Nicole K, that's giving back to that village in Mexico.
Oh, wow. See, and that's that's the thing, the giving back part of it, not just the I'm just selling something, but there's the story. Every Dazzle Band and the purchase of the tote bag is going to help the village in Mexico.
Absolutely, because
Very
it's
nice.
actually, a woman, her daughter, and two local friends that create the tote bags. So
Mhm.
again, it's still women helping women,
Yes.
and giving back to the community in Mexico.
Nicely done.
Beautiful.
So you can find that at nkdazzlebands.com. We
Mhm.
encourage you to go there and share. And speaking of share, we'd like to give everyone here an opportunity to talk about who they are and what they do. I got Dr. Tachi and Shanu in Clubhouse. If you want to be verbal, or if you are here in watching us, because we have some people who are watching over in different places. If you would like to come in, Dr. Tachi, I'm going to put you in right now. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, where we can find you. Okay, Dr. Tachi, you have the stage.
Oh, it's for me?
Yep.
Oh, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. So my name is
Can you turn her up a little, friend?
Yes, stand by. Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, great. My name is Dr. Tachi, as you can see below my photo. I am a media professor, filmmaker, media content producer. I am also a journalist, all things media, tech, and pop culture. I have several media products, one of which is Mediascope, which is a live stream all about media, tech, and pop culture every week on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on several platforms. You can find that inside my bio on Clubhouse. Also, I am one half of the TV Twins on the TV Channeling podcast. We talk TV, film, and entertainment news, and also do TV reviews. That is on every single major podcast platform at TV Channeling. Also, I'm a designer. I have a t-shirt line that I've had since 2010 called Aku Aqua, and they are unique, hand-painted and hand-screened tees, and you can go to aquatees.com. It's AKWATEES.com and see the collection that I have, and that is me.
Thank you. Can you, and if you're still over there at the Facebook page, put that info in the chat, please, about the teas and Mediascope, please.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, and Shanu, what type of business are you in?
I am a soap maker, candle maker, intuitive artist.
Okay, nice. So
Sorry,
when you get
I was over a Mediascope.
when you get back to the artist, we are looking forward to seeing your collections. So thank you, Shanu.
Thank you.
All right, and who else do we have? Mark Ward is in the house on
Facebook, right?
Yeah, Mark's over on Facebook. Did you want to put your link in the chat, Mark? He is a life strategist.
Yes.
To help you figure things out, especially if you just need somebody to talk to about things and trying to figure stuff out, because sometimes we keep all that stuff in our heads and we don't get it figured out. Mark can help us do that. So Mark, if you'll put your contact info over there. And I am a big proponent of having your contact info in one place, whether you use direct.me or Linktree or something, but wherever people can find you. And Mark had another site that he was using, which allows you to have all of your social and your websites and everything all in one location. And so Mark can put that in the chat. That would be wonderful. And I see a couple of other people who are here online. And yes, there he is. Mark says, I am a life strategist, helping you define success in a measurable capacity and working with you to create the strategies that ensure that you achieve it. He is also a help desk when you're stuck. I love that. Newdesign.com. I like that. A help desk when you're stuck.
Yeah. And Dr. Tachi has a comment.
Her info is there too. Yep, Mediascope, 6 p.m. Eastern time on various platforms, including YouTube. And her Aqua Tees at aquatees.com. And her t-shirts are gorgeous.
And they are screen printed. They're beautiful.
Yeah. I need to order get me some shirts. Okay. This has been First Mondays. We want to thank everybody who contributed. And you can become a part of BizChicks just by going to bizchicks.net, or you can text biz to 33777 and become a part of BizChicks in that manner. Any way you do it, you become a part of a great community. And when you set up your profile over on our bizchicks.net, it'll take you over to our Heartbeat community. Set up your profile over there so we can share you out with the rest of the world. It costs you nothing to do that. And then over there, you'll be notified of workshops that we have coming up. We have some planned workshops coming up on different things to help you do business better. We got one-to-one workshops, we have group workshops, we have masterminds, all kind of things coming up for 2022, but we still have a couple of things coming up in 2021. So you can get ready.
2021?
I'm sorry, we're in 2022 right now. We've got things coming up in 2023.
Yes.
We still have things here in 2022. We just had a workshop on text retailing. It was really, really good. We can put the replay up over there. It was a short but very informative introduction to text retailing. And if you're interested, we'll have that posted and we'll let you know when it's up. And then just talking about some different things. We want to help you do better in your business. If you need to bounce business ideas off of us, just like Mark, we are the help desk for your business. Mark is going to help you with life strategy things that you need to talk about, maybe just talking to somebody that you can trust. You need to call Mark Ward. If you need help with your business stuff and trying to find money in your business, then you need to talk.
You can find money in your business. I think Nicole could attest to that.
We'll help you find the money. So because you're in business not only to make money, but to make a difference, but we'll help you figure that out. So that is what we do. And is there any other comments, Terry?
We just want to remind everybody that tomorrow we'll be talking with TJ all the way from New York City about marketing for your business, digital marketing in your business. So be sure to join us. On Wednesdays, we will be talking to Coach Karen. She is your money mindset coach. And then on Thursdays, we're talking health, because you can't keep your wealth unless you have your health. And on Fridays, we'll be talking tech and English. So come on in. Don't be scared. We'll be giving you suggestions and tips on how to use the various tools in your digital tool chest to do business better. So with that, we want to remind everybody it's okay to make money in your business and to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day, everyone.
You can find the replay over on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.